There is a unique silence that lives in the dark, next to the sound of another person's breathing. It is the quiet measure of the inches or the miles that lie in the space between you, a stillness so profound it can feel louder than any sound. It is the particular ache of being so physically close to someone, sharing the same air, the same blanket, yet feeling utterly and completely unseen. How is it possible to feel a universe away from the person whose warmth you can feel beside you? There is no answer we need to find for that tonight. Instead, this time is for you. It is a gentle space to simply be with what is true for you, right now, without any need to change it, fix it, or even fully understand it. It is an invitation to find a quiet harbor within yourself, a place where your heart can finally rest, even if it feels lonely. So let's begin by simply arriving here, in this bed, in this room, in this moment of the night. Feel the weight of your body being held, the mattress beneath you, the blankets over you. Let them do their work. They are here to support you completely. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore tonight. You can let go. You can allow gravity to gently claim the weight of your limbs, the heaviness of your head on the pillow. Notice the air in the room, how it feels on your skin. Is it cool or is it warm? Just notice. Notice the distant sounds of the house settling or the city humming outside. These sounds are the backdrop to your own personal world tonight, the quiet soundtrack to this time, which is dedicated entirely to you. And now, bring your awareness to your own breathing. You don't need to change it. Just feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest or your belly. This rhythm is yours. It has been with you since the moment you were born, a faithful, steady companion through every joy and every sorrow. It is your anchor to this present moment, the only moment that truly exists. With each exhale, imagine you're releasing just a little bit of the day. Let the tension in your jaw begin to soften. The jaw that may have been clenched tight, holding back words that couldn't be spoken. Give it permission to release. Let the muscles around your eyes grow soft. These eyes that have seen so much, that have perhaps strained to find a look of connection and found none. Let them rest now. Allow your shoulders to sink down, away from your ears. Feel them grow heavy and release the immense weight they have been carrying. The weight of pretending, the weight of hoping, the weight of the silence. Just for tonight, you can set that burden down right here beside the bed. It will be there in the morning if you need to pick it up again. But for now, you are free of it. Your arms can grow heavy and limp, your hands soft and open. Your heart, which has been working so hard, can be held by the gentle support of your own rib cage. Feel into that space around your heart. If there is an ache there, that is okay. If there is a hollowness, that is okay too. Tonight, we are not trying to fill it. We are simply allowing it to be, creating a space of kindness around it, like holding a fragile bird in your cupped hands. Your intention for this time is simple. It is not to solve the problems of your relationship. It is not to figure out what to do next. The intention is simply to offer yourself a measure of peace. To give yourself the comfort and understanding that you have been longing for from another. It is to become your own sanctuary, your own safe harbor in the middle of a lonely sea. This is an act of profound self-compassion. It is a quiet declaration that your peace matters, that your well-being is worthy of this dedicated, gentle attention. Feel the support of the bed once more, a solid, unwavering presence beneath you. It asks nothing of you. It is simply here, holding you. Can you let yourself be held in this way? Can you surrender your weight to it completely, trusting that you are safe? Let's take a slow, deep breath together, breathing in as much air as feels comfortable, and then letting it go with a long, soft sigh. Let the sound be audible if you wish. Give the air back to the room. With that exhale, release the need to be anyone other than who you are right now. Release the need to feel anything other than what you feel right now. You are here. You are breathing. And for tonight, that is more than enough. Imagine a gentle, protective light forming around you, a soft cocoon of peace that fills the space you occupy in the bed. This space is yours and yours alone. It is a sacred space where only kindness is allowed. Nothing and no one can enter this space without your permission. Inside this gentle bubble, you are free. Free to be tired, free to be sad, free to be confused, free to simply rest. All of your feelings are welcome here. The crushing weight of the loneliness, the quiet sting of disappointment, the deep, unmet longing for connection. Let them be here with you, not as enemies to be fought, but as gentle messengers telling you something important about what your heart values. We will listen to them later with kindness. But for now, we just let them be. We let them float in this safe space with you, their sharp edges softened by the gentle light of your own compassion. Your only task for the next while is to allow yourself to be here, to rest, and to receive these words as a balm for your heart. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. You have given so much of your energy to the world, to others, to the space between you. Now is the time to call all of that energy back home to yourself. Imagine it returning to you like threads of light, filling you with a quiet sense of wholeness. You are not a half waiting for another to complete you. You are a whole, complete universe unto yourself, right here, right now. And tonight, we will gently explore that universe within you, finding the reserves of peace and resilience that have always been there, waiting beneath the surface of the quiet ache. So just rest. Let the sounds in the room fade into the background. Let the presence of the person beside you become just another part of the room's atmosphere. Your focus is inward now, on the gentle rhythm of your own breath, on the feeling of your own body being held, on the quiet intention to offer yourself a moment of profound and deserved peace. This time is for you. Allow yourself to receive it. And now, inside this quiet personal space we've created just for you, let's gently turn our attention inward with the curiosity of a kind friend. We are not here to judge or to analyze, but simply to notice. Without needing it to be any different, can you bring your awareness to your body and ask a soft question? Where does this feeling of being alone live inside me? There is no right answer. Just wait for a quiet impression. For many of us, this particular kind of loneliness, the one that visits when we are not physically alone, often settles in the torso. Perhaps you feel it as a weight on your chest. Not a crushing, painful weight, but a persistent, heavy presence, like a smooth, cool stone resting on your sternum. You can still breathe around it, but you are always aware of its pressure. It is a silent reminder of something unspoken, something unshared. Just notice if that is true for you. Feel the gentle rise of your chest with each inhale, and notice how it has to lift this subtle weight each time. And as you exhale, feel how your chest settles back down. still carrying this quiet heaviness. There is nothing you need to do about it. Our only task is to acknowledge it, to say with our gentle attention, "I feel you. I know you are here." Or perhaps for you, it is not a weight, but a kind of hollowness, a space in the center of your being, in your stomach or your solar plexus, that feels empty and vast. It might feel cool or strangely quiet, like an empty room where a warm fire used to be. It is the echo of a connection that is not being felt right now. It is the ache of an unmet reach, the empty air where a hand was expected to land. If this is your experience, just allow your awareness to rest in that hollow space. Breathe into it gently, not to fill it up, but simply to bring a little warmth and presence to it. You are not trying to force the feeling to go away. You are simply sitting with it, keeping it company in the dark, letting it know it is not alone. And now, let's do something that may feel counterintuitive. While holding the awareness of this inner ache, this weight, or this hollowness, let your attention expand just enough to include the reality of the person beside you. Notice the simple, physical facts. You might feel the warmth radiating from their body, a warmth that doesn't quite reach the coldness inside you. You can hear the sound of their breathing, a steady, rhythmic pattern of life happening right next to you, in and out. You may even feel the subtle shift of the mattress as they move in their sleep. These things are true. The physical closeness is real. Their body is here. And at the very same time, the feeling of emotional distance is also true. The feeling of being alone is real. Can you allow both of these truths to exist at once, without needing them to make sense? It is a profound paradox of the human heart, to be so near and yet to feel so far. It can be deeply confusing. The mind wants to solve it, to pick a side. It wants to say, "But they are right here, so I shouldn't feel lonely." Or, "I feel so lonely, so their presence must not count." But tonight, we release the mind from this impossible task. We simply witness the two realities coexisting, the warmth on your skin and the ache in your heart, the sound of their breath in the room and the sound of silence inside of you. It makes perfect sense that this would feel confusing and painful. You are not broken. You are not wrong for feeling this way. This is a deeply human experience, a testament to your capacity for connection and your sensitivity to its absence. To feel this ache is to know how much you value being truly seen and understood. The pain is a measure of your love. So instead of fighting it, can you just let it be? Can you allow the confusion to be here without needing an immediate answer? Can you allow the quiet pain to be present without judging yourself for it? For this one night, you don't have to fix it. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to explain it. Your only task is to be the calm, compassionate witness to your own heart. Imagine you are sitting on the shore of a great, still lake at night. This feeling of loneliness is the moon reflected on the water. You don't try to grab the reflection. You don't get angry at the moon for being so distant. You simply sit on the shore and observe its cool, silvery light on the surface. You notice its shape, its shimmer, how it changes when a gentle ripple passes over it. This is what we are doing now with this feeling. We are just observing it with a quiet, accepting presence. We are validating its existence. By doing this, we take away its power to feel overwhelming. It is no longer a crushing wave threatening to pull you under. It is simply a reflection on the water of your own deep heart, a heart that longs for connection because that is its beautiful, innate nature. So take another slow breath, breathing into the body that holds both the physical closeness and the emotional distance, exhaling and letting go of the need to reconcile them. You are in a paradox, and that is okay. You are feeling a quiet ache, and that is okay. You are exactly where you are. And for tonight, you have given yourself permission to just be here, without apology and without striving. You are simply witnessing the truth of your own experience with a kindness that is both profound and healing. And in this simple act of non-judgmental awareness, a tiny seed of peace can begin to find fertile ground. Rest in this awareness. Rest in this truth. Silently. The user wants me to write section 3 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep 2 series. Plan for section 3. Title: The Walls We Learned to Build. Phase: Awareness and acknowledgement. Key elements. 1. Introduce the idea of invisible, protective walls between you and your partner. 2. Explore how these walls were built over time, not out of malice, but from a need to feel safe. 3. Acknowledge that these walls, which once protected you, may now be the source of the distance you feel. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. 1. Write exactly 1 section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters? Yes. This is the main challenge? I'll need to be mindful of length throughout the writing process. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start, end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5.5. Mental sandbox. Introduction of walls. I'll start by transitioning from the feeling of distance to a visual metaphor. The space between them isn't empty. It's filled with something, an invisible structure. This makes the abstract feeling more concrete. How the walls were built. This is the core of the section. I need to be very gentle here. The key is not out of malice. This is crucial to avoid blame towards the partner or self. I'll describe it as a slow, unconscious process, a series of small hurts, misunderstandings, unspoken needs, like laying one small transparent brick at a time. The intention was never to create a fortress, just to protect a small, tender spot. I can use analogies: a plant growing towards a wall for support, a river slowly carving a new path around an obstacle. Examples of bricks. I'll make this relatable. A brick could be a sarcastic comment that stung, a moment of reaching out that was missed, a time when vulnerability felt unsafe, a decision to just not bring it up to avoid a fight. Each one, a tiny, seemingly insignificant act of self-preservation. Over years, these bricks stack up, acknowledging their purpose. This is the validation part. The walls served a purpose. They were a brilliant, adaptive strategy to keep the heart from breaking. This part of you that built the wall was trying to love you, to protect you. This reframes the wall not as a failure, but as a past success that has outlived its usefulness. The paradox of protection. Now, The wall that once kept you safe is the very thing that keeps you separate. The fortress built to protect the tender garden now blocks the sunlight and the rain it needs to grow. This sets up the idea that the goal isn't to tear down the walls violently, but perhaps to gently find a gate or to let the sunlight of awareness soften the mortar. Connecting back to the body, I'll bring this back to the physical sensations. Maybe the wall feels like a tightness in the throat, a held breath, a protective tensing of the shoulders. The body remembers the reasons for the wall, even when the mind forgets. Character count strategy. Start with the core idea of the invisible wall. 1,500 chars. Expand on the brick-by-brick process with relatable examples of misunderstandings and self-protection. This is where I can add a lot of descriptive, gentle language to build the character count. 4,000 chars. Explore the motivation. Safety, not malice. Frame it as an act of unconscious self-love. 2,500 chars. Introduce the paradox. The protector is now the prison. Use the fortress garden analogy. 1,500 chars. End by connecting it back to the body and the feeling of rest, setting the stage for the next section. 500 chars. I will strategically place 8 to 12 pauses throughout, especially after a new concept is introduced or a poignant question is asked. This plan seems solid. I will focus on a slow, compassionate unfolding of this idea, ensuring the language is never accusatory or harsh. The goal is understanding, not blame. As you rest here, feeling this quiet distance, consider this. The space between you and the person lying beside you is not truly empty. It is filled with something invisible, something built slowly over time. Imagine, just for a moment, that there is a wall between you. Not a wall of solid stone or brick, but something more subtle, more transparent. A wall of glass, perhaps. You can see the person on the other side. You can hear their breathing, but you cannot quite reach them. You cannot feel their heart. Now let's get very curious and very kind about this wall. Where did it come from? It wasn't built in a day. It was constructed piece by piece, so slowly, so quietly, that neither of you may have even noticed. And most importantly, it was almost certainly not built out of malice or a desire to hurt. It was built from a need to feel safe. Every piece of this invisible wall is a small, forgotten act of self-protection. Think of each piece as a single, quiet thought. It's better if I just don't say anything. That was one brick. A moment when you felt a flicker of disappointment and chose to swallow it instead of speaking it to keep the peace. That was another brick. A time you reached out, perhaps with a touch or a vulnerable word, and your reach wasn't met. And a part of you silently vowed, I won't do that again. It hurts too much. That was another, very important, brick. These bricks are made of unspoken needs, of misunderstood intentions, of tired sighs at the end of a long day that were interpreted as rejection. They are made of the tiny hurts that seemed too small to mention, but which left a little scar on the heart nonetheless. And so, a part of you, a very wise and protective part, started to build. Its only job was to keep your tender heart from being bruised again. When a sharp word was spoken, it put up a small shield. When a need for comfort went unnoticed, it learned to comfort itself and put a little more space there, just in case. It was a brilliant strategy for survival. It was a way to stay in the room, to stay in the relationship, without letting your heart be completely exposed to the elements of disconnection. Your partner has their own wall too, built of their own hurts, their own fears, their own unspoken needs. They, too, were simply trying to protect their own tender heart. And so, over months or years, these two protective structures grew, brick by invisible brick, until they met in the middle. And now, here you lie, in a shared bed, but in separate, protected chambers. The paradox is that these walls, which were created to keep you safe from pain, are now the very source of the pain of loneliness you feel. The structure that was meant to protect you has become a prison of isolation. It keeps out the potential for hurt, yes, but it also keeps out the potential for warmth, for true connection, for the feeling of being deeply seen and held. Can you feel a sense of compassion for the part of you that built this wall? It was not a villain. It was a guardian. It was a younger part of you, doing the very best it could with the tools it had. It saw a threat, the pain of disconnection, and it built a fortress. It did not know that one day you would be sitting inside this fortress, longing to feel the sun on your skin again. It only knew how to protect. So tonight, we are not going to try to tear the wall down. We are not going to take a sledgehammer to it. That would be an act of violence against the part of you that was only trying to help. Instead, we are just going to acknowledge it. We are going to feel its presence in the space between you. Perhaps you can feel it in your body right now. This wall might feel like a tension in your throat, holding back words. It might feel like a tightness in your chest, guarding your heart. It might feel like a rigid stillness in your posture, a subconscious refusal to soften and be vulnerable. Just notice it, without judgment. This is the physical signature of your own protection. And as you notice it, you can breathe into it with kindness. You can send a silent message to that protective part of you. Thank you. Thank you for working so hard to keep me safe. I see you. I understand why you did this. And for tonight, just for this moment, we can rest. You don't have to stand guard so fiercely right now. By simply acknowledging the wall and its purpose, you begin to soften the mortar between the bricks. You are not fighting it. You are understanding it. And understanding is the first step toward creating a small opening, a tiny gate, where connection might one day be possible again. But for now, the goal is not connection with another. It is connection with yourself. It is about understanding the beautiful, logical, and deeply human reasons for the very distance that causes you pain. The wall makes sense. The feeling makes sense. And you, my friend, you make perfect sense. Just rest in that knowing. Silently, the user wants me to write section 4 of the Most Gentle Night Words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep. 2. Series. Plan for section 4. Title: This feeling makes perfect sense. Phase: normalization and validation. Key elements: 1. Reassuring you that you are not broken or wrong for feeling this way. This is a deeply human experience of disconnection. 2. Normalizing the quiet shame of being in a relationship that looks fine on the outside but feels empty on the inside. 3. Affirmation: your feelings are valid. This loneliness is a real and understandable response to the distance you feel. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. I'll need to expand on each key element with gentle, repetitive, and elaborative language. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, chart headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone, calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language, simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content, grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow, improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria, all checked. Confidence score, 5-5. Mental sandbox. Core message, you are not broken. This is the heart of the section. I'll start by directly addressing the common inner critic that says, I shouldn't feel this way. What's wrong with me? I need to counter this with a strong, gentle, and unwavering voice of reassurance. I'll explain that this feeling of loneliness isn't a symptom of personal failure, but a natural, healthy signal from the soul. Like physical pain signals an injury. It's an alarm bell indicating a core human need isn't being met. Deepening the why. I will connect this feeling to our evolutionary and biological wiring. Humans are wired for connection. We need it, like we need food and water. Feeling lonely, especially when next to our primary attachment figure, is one of the most potent and painful experiences possible. It's a primal alarm. By framing it this way, it moves from a personal failing to a universal human experience. This is key for normalization. Addressing the quiet shame. This is a very specific and important feeling to name. The shame of the perfect-looking relationship. I'll describe the experience. Telling friends everything is fine. Posting happy photos. Going through the motions of a connected life, while feeling this deep, secret emptiness. This validation is powerful. I'll talk about the energy it takes to uphold this facade and how isolating that performance can be. It's a second layer of loneliness. Being alone with the secret of your loneliness. The affirmation as an anchor. The phrase, your feelings are valid. This loneliness is a real and understandable response to the distance you feel, will be a central anchor. I will build up to it, deliver it clearly, and then unpack it. I'll repeat variations of this theme throughout the section to let it sink in deeply. It makes perfect sense that you feel this way. This is not a sign of your brokenness, but a sign of your humanity. Analogy, metaphor. I can use the analogy of a plant. If a plant that needs sunlight is kept in a dark room, it will naturally wilt. No one would call the plant broken or wrong for wilting. We would understand it's a natural response to its environment. The loneliness felt is the soul's equivalent of wilting, a natural response to a lack of emotional nourishment and light. Connecting to the body. I'll guide the listener to feel this validation in their body. As they hear these words, can they allow their shoulders to soften just a little more? Can they let go of the breath they've been holding? The breath that was bracing against self-judgment? The validation isn't just an intellectual concept. It should be a felt, physical release of tension. Character count strategy. Begin with the direct reassurance that the listener is not broken, expanding on this idea. 2,000 anchars. Normalize the feeling by connecting it to universal human needs for connection, using evolutionary biological framing in simple terms. 2,500 chars. Introduce and explore the concept of quiet shame in detail, describing the experience of the outwardly fine relationship. This will be a significant portion. 3,500 chars. Deliver the core affirmation and unpack its meaning, repeating the central message of validity. 1,500 chars. Conclude by tying this understanding back to a physical sense of release and rest in the body. 500 chars. I will place pauses after strong statements of validation and before shifting to new aspects of the topic. This will give the listener time to absorb the reassurance. This structure feels robust and emotionally supportive. It directly addresses the plan's points and will allow for the deep, gentle exploration needed to reach the character count without feeling repetitive. I will focus on creating a tone of profound acceptance and understanding. I want you to hear these words and let them land in the deepest part of you. Let them bypass the mind that analyzes and doubts, and let them settle directly into your heart. You are not broken for feeling this way. You are not wrong. There is nothing about this ache that points to a personal failing or a flaw in your character. This feeling of crushing loneliness, this profound sense of being unseen while lying next to another human being, is one of the most understandable and deeply human experiences a person can have. We are wired for connection. It is in our biology, in our DNA, as fundamental to our well-being as food, water, and shelter. From the moment we are born, we seek the safety and warmth of another's presence, the feeling of being held, of being understood, of mattering to someone. When that connection feels frayed or absent, especially with the person we have chosen to share our life with, it triggers a primal alarm deep within our nervous system. This loneliness is not a mood. It is not an overreaction. It is a signal, as clear and as valid as the pain of a physical wound. It is your heart's intelligent, healthy response to a profound lack of emotional nourishment. It is a sign that a core human need is going unmet. And so, this feeling makes perfect sense. There is often a quiet shame that accompanies this experience, isn't there? A secret weight that is even heavier than the loneliness itself. It is the shame of being in a relationship that from the outside probably looks fine. Perhaps you still laugh together sometimes. You manage the household. You may co-parent. You show up at social events as a unit. You perform the part of a couple. And because the exterior looks intact, there is a voice inside that whispers, "You should be grateful. You have no right to feel this way. What is wrong with you that this isn't enough?" And so, you keep your loneliness a secret. It becomes a hidden truth that you carry alone in the dark, which only makes the feeling of isolation 1,000 times more intense. You are not just lonely in the space between you and your partner. You become lonely inside your own mind, policing your own heart, telling yourself your feelings are invalid. This is an exhausting, impossible burden to carry. Tonight, right now, we are setting that burden down. We are turning toward that secret, shame, with the light of gentle understanding, and we are saying, no more. It is not a shameful secret. It is a common, shared human story. You are one of millions of people lying awake at this very hour, in a bed next to another person, feeling the exact same way you do. You are part of a vast, silent tribe of sensitive souls who long for a connection that runs deeper than the surface of daily life. So let this truth wash over you like a warm, gentle wave. Your feelings are valid. Let's say it again so your body can hear it. Your feelings are valid. This loneliness is a real and understandable response to the distance you feel. It is not imagined. It is not an exaggeration. It is the truth of your experience, and your experience matters. It's like a beautiful plant that requires sunlight to thrive. If you place that plant in a dark room, it will naturally begin to wilt. its leaves will curl, its colors will fade. No one would look at that plant and call it broken or dramatic for wilting. Everyone would understand that it is a natural, predictable response to its environment. It simply isn't getting what it needs to flourish. Your heart is that plant. Its need for the sunlight of genuine connection, of being seen and known, is essential to its vitality. The loneliness you feel is simply the wilting. It is the curling of your leaves in the absence of the light you need. It does not mean the plant is flawed. It means the conditions are not right for its growth. Can you feel the shift inside you when you think of it this way? The subtle release of tension in your shoulders? The softening in your belly? It is the release that comes from finally stopping the fight against yourself. You can stop judging your feelings and simply allow them to be what they are. A clear message. A compass pointing directly toward what your soul values most deeply. Your longing for connection is not a weakness. It is your humanity. The fact that you feel this distance so keenly is a testament to how much love you have to give, how deeply you are capable of connecting. So let go of the shame. Let go of the self-judgment. Let this wave of validation soothe the part of you that has felt so wrong for so long. This feeling makes perfect sense. You make perfect sense. And you deserve to rest in that deep, compassionate truth. Silently, the user wants me to write section 5 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep 2 series. Plan for section 5. Title: Honoring the part that protected you. Phase: Gentle reframing. Key elements: 1. Reframing the protective walls as an act of love from a younger part of yourself that needed to survive. 2. Extending compassion to the part of you and your partner that learned to hide in order to feel safe. 3. Analogy: a fortress built around a tender garden meant to keep it safe, but now blocking the sun. Constraint: checklist and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This will require careful expansion of the core ideas. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start, dog, end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5/5. Mental sandbox. Transition: I'll start by connecting back to the idea of the wall from section 3 and the validation from section 4. Now that we understand the wall is a response and not a flaw, we can approach it with a new kind of gentleness. The protector as a younger self. This is the core reframe. The wall builder isn't a saboteur. It's a younger, more vulnerable part of us. I'll evoke this image: a younger you, maybe even a child or teenager, who first learned that being open could be painful. This part of you made a promise: I will never let you get hurt like that again. And it has kept that promise fiercely. This personifies the protective mechanism, making it easier to feel compassion for it. I'll describe its motivations: love, loyalty, a desperate attempt to keep the core of you safe. An act of love. I will explicitly frame the wall building not just as a strategy, but as a profound, if misguided, act of self-love. It's the only way that part of you knew how to love you. By reframing it this way, we shift from seeing the wall as an obstacle to seeing it as a monument to a past love. This dissolves resistance and opens the door to gratitude, extending compassion to the partner. This is a crucial step to prevent this from becoming a one-sided internal process that fuels resentment. I will gently guide the listener to consider that their partner also has a protector, a younger part that learned to hide, to shut down, to build its own walls for its own reasons. This fosters a sense of shared humanity. We are all just trying to protect our tender places. This doesn't excuse hurtful behavior, but it explains it from a place of compassion, which is a much softer place to rest. The fortress and garden analogy. This is the central metaphor. I will develop it in detail. The tender garden is the listener's core self, their capacity for love, joy, vulnerability, and connection. The fortress is the wall, the protective personality. I'll describe how it was built stone by stone around the garden to keep out intruders, harsh weather, and anything that might trample the delicate flowers. It was a noble, necessary project at the time. But now, the walls are so high and so thick that they block the sunlight, love, connection, and the rain, life, experience. The garden inside is safe, but it is also wilting, starving for the very things the walls were meant to protect it from. The gardener, the conscious self, is now inside the fortress, feeling lonely and looking at the wilting plants, not realizing the protective walls are the cause. The path forward, gentle hint, the goal isn't to tear down the fortress. That's too violent. The goal is to thank the fortress guards, to reassure them, and perhaps to gently open a gate or find a window to let a little bit of sunlight in. This sets the stage for future sections without promising immediate solutions. It's about changing our relationship with our own defenses. Character count strategy. Start by personifying the wall builder as a younger protective part of the self. 2,500 chars. Deeply explore the idea that this protection was an act of fierce, loyal love. Frame it as a positive, adaptive strategy from the past. 2,000 chars. Gently extend this same compassionate understanding to the partner's protective parts. 1,500 chars. Introduce and fully develop the fortress, chalk, garden analogy, painting a vivid picture of the paradox of protection. This will carry a significant part of the narrative. 3,000 chars. Conclude by suggesting a new relationship with this protector, one of gratitude and gentle communication, not battle. 1,000 chars. Pauses will be placed after key reframes, after introducing the younger self, and during the development of the garden analogy to let the imagery sink in. This approach directly follows the plan and allows for a rich, metaphorical exploration of the topic. The tone will be one of deep reverence for our own survival mechanisms. Let's return to that invisible wall between you, the one built so carefully over time. Now that we understand that this wall and the loneliness it creates makes perfect sense, we can approach it in a new way. Not as an enemy, but as a misunderstood friend. Let's try to meet the architect of this wall. Imagine that the part of you that built this structure is a younger version of yourself. See if you can get a sense of them. Perhaps it is you as a child, learning for the first time that your feelings could be dismissed. Perhaps it is you as a teenager, experiencing the sharp sting of betrayal or rejection and deciding right then and there to be more careful with your heart. This part of you is the guardian of your vulnerability. At some point in your life, this younger self made a powerful, loving promise to you. They promised, "I will never let you be hurt like that again. I will protect you. I will keep you safe." And every single brick in that wall, every act of withholding, every time you pulled back or shut down, was this younger self trying to keep that promise? It was a fierce and loyal act of self-love. It was the only way it knew how to care for you. It did not have the wisdom or the resources that you, as an adult, have now. It only had a few simple tools: building walls, hiding, and staying quiet. And it used those tools brilliantly to get you through difficult times. This protective part of you is not a saboteur. It is a survivor. It is a hero. Can you feel a shift in your heart as you consider this? A softening, a sense of gratitude? Instead of feeling frustrated with your own defenses, can you feel a wave of deep compassion for the part of you that created them? You can silently send a message to this loyal guardian within you. Something simple. "Thank you. I see how hard you have worked for so long to protect me. I am so grateful for your care. You have done a wonderful job." Feel the truth in those words. This wall was not an accident. It was a masterpiece of survival, born from love. And when we honor it as such, it stops being a rigid, impenetrable barrier and starts to become something we can have a relationship with. Now, let your compassion gently expand. In the same way you have a protective guardian, so does your partner. Lying beside you is a person who also has a younger self within them, a part that learned its own lessons about safety and vulnerability. That part also made a promise to protect their heart. Their wall was built from their own unique set of hurts, their own unspoken fears, their silence, their distance, their inability to meet you in the way you long for. It is very likely the work of their own loyal protector. It is not necessarily a rejection of you, but a protection of them. Seeing it this way doesn't erase the pain of the disconnection, but it can soften the edges of resentment. It allows us to see that we are two people, each hiding behind walls that were built for very good, very loving reasons. Two people trying to stay safe, and in the process, losing each other. There is a powerful way to visualize this. Imagine that your truest, most tender self, your capacity for love, joy, and connection is a beautiful, secret garden. This garden is filled with the most delicate and precious flowers. When you were young, this garden was open. But life happened. People walked through it carelessly. Storms came, and some of the flowers were trampled. So your protector, the guardian, decided to build a fortress around this garden to keep it safe. It built high stone walls, a deep moat, and posted guards at the gate. And for a long time, this worked. The garden was safe. No one could get in to cause harm. But now, years later, you find yourself living inside this fortress. The walls have become so high and so thick that they not only keep intruders out, they also block the sun. They block the nourishing rain. And the beautiful garden inside, the very thing the fortress was built to protect, is beginning to wilt. It is starving for the light and water of genuine connection. The loneliness you feel is the feeling of being the gardener, sitting inside your own safe fortress, watching your own beautiful flowers fade. You are protected, but you are also profoundly isolated. The solution that once saved you has now become the source of your quiet suffering. And your partner? They are in their own fortress, next to yours, likely feeling the same way. The tragedy is that the gardens could water each other, the sunlight could be shared, but the walls stand in the way. So tonight, we honor the walls. We thank the guards. We acknowledge the fortress for the incredible service it has provided. We don't try to tear it down. Instead, we simply become aware of it. We recognize its loving purpose. And by holding it in this compassionate awareness, we create the possibility of one day, when it feels safe enough, gently opening a small gate just to let a single ray of sunlight shine through. Silently, the user wants me to write Section 6 of the Most Gentle Night Words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep too series. Plan for Section 6. Title: The Unmet Longing in Your Heart. Phase: Safe Release. Key elements: 1. Giving your deep longing for connection. A name: the need to be seen, to be heard, to be truly held. 2. Creating a safe, internal space to allow this longing to be felt fully, without shame or apology. 3. Breathing into the truth that this longing is not a flaw, but a sign of your beautiful, open heart. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. Yefont 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This requires a deep, meditative dive into the feeling of longing itself. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8, 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start, end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5-5. Mental sandbox. Transition. I'll transition from the image of the wilting garden inside the fortress. What does the garden long for? Sunlight. Water. This is the perfect bridge to talking about the unmet longing. The loneliness is the absence of something. The longing is the presence of a deep desire. Naming the longing. This is the first key element. I'll break down the vague ache of loneliness into its more specific, tender components. I will use simple, powerful verbs. The need to be seen, for who you truly are, beyond the roles you play. The need to be heard, not just the words, but the feelings beneath them. And the need to be held, both physically and emotionally, to feel safe and cherished. I will spend time on each of these, describing what they feel like, what their absence feels like, and why they are so fundamental. This act of naming is an act of validation, creating a safe internal space. This is crucial. Many of us are afraid of our longing because it feels vast and overwhelming, like a black hole that could swallow us. So, I will guide the listener to create a safe container for this feeling. This goes back to the idea of being a compassionate witness. The space is one of non-judgment. I will guide them to simply allow the feeling to be present without needing to act on it, fix it, or be consumed by it. The instruction will be to make room for it. Physicalizing the experience. I'll ask the listener to feel this longing in their body. Is it an ache in the arms that want to hold or be held? A lump in the throat that wants to speak its truth? A fluttering in the chest? By connecting the emotion to a physical sensation, it becomes more manageable and less abstract. The practice will be to breathe into these sensations, not to make them go away, but to bring warmth and oxygen and presence to them. It's a way of saying to the body, "It's okay, I'm here with you in this feeling." Longing as a sign of an open heart. This is the final, powerful reframe. Society often labels deep longing as neediness or weakness. I will directly counter that narrative. This longing is not a flaw. It's not a sign of being broken or empty. It is the definitive sign of a heart that is still alive, still open, still capable of profound love. A closed-off, cynical heart feels no longing. To long for connection is to still believe in it, to still value it. It is a sign of your immense capacity to love. It is your life force reaching for the light. This reframe turns a source of shame into a source of quiet pride and strength. Analogy. The longing can be compared to the roots of a tree searching for water. The searching is not a sign of a flawed tree. It's a sign of a living tree, actively seeking what it needs to survive and grow. The longing is the soul's root system, reaching for connection. Character count strategy. Introduce the idea of longing as the garden's cry for sun and water. 1,000 chars. Dedicate a substantial portion to naming and describing the three core longings: to be seen, heard, and held. This will involve rich, evocative language. 4,000 chars. Guide the listener in creating a safe internal space and allowing the feeling to be present in the body without judgment. This will be a very meditative, process-oriented part of the section. 2,500 chars. Deliver the core reframe. Longing as a sign of an open, beautiful heart. Contrast this with a closed heart that feels nothing. 2,000 chars. Use the tree root analogy and end on a note of gentle self-acceptance. 500 chars. Pauses will be crucial here, placed after naming each longing and before and after the central reframe, allowing the listener to truly feel into these concepts. This plan feels right. It's gentle, it's validating, and it transforms a painful feeling into something beautiful and life-affirming. The pacing will be very slow and deliberate. Inside the quiet of your fortress, with the garden of your heart waiting patiently, let's listen more closely. Beneath the blanket of loneliness, there is a more active, more tender feeling. It is the feeling of longing. Loneliness is the awareness of an absence, but longing is the powerful, beautiful ache for a presence. It is your heart actively reaching, actively yearning for what it needs to thrive. And for so many of us, this deep longing is something we have learned to be ashamed of, to push down, to label as neediness. But tonight, we will do the opposite. We will give it a voice. We will give it our full, compassionate attention. Let's give this longing a name so it can be truly known. For most of us, it is a braid of three essential human needs. The first is the longing to be seen. This is the desire to have someone look past the roles you play. The parent, the professional, the partner, the capable one, and see the real, complex, sometimes messy and tired human being underneath. It is the desire for someone to notice the flicker of sadness in your eyes, even when you are smiling, to see the exhaustion behind your competence. To be truly seen is to have your inner world reflected back to you with understanding, to be met with a look that says, "I see you, all of you, and you are welcome here." Let yourself feel the truth of this longing, the deep, quiet ache to be truly witnessed. The second thread is the longing to be heard. This is more than just having someone listen to the words you say. It is the deep need to have someone hear the music beneath the words, the feelings, the fears, the hopes that you can't quite articulate. It's the desire to be able to share a tangled thought or a confusing emotion without having it immediately fixed or judged. It's the need for a safe space where your truth, however incomplete, can be spoken and received with gentle curiosity. To be truly heard is to feel your inner experience land softly in the heart of another, to know that your voice matters, that your story is held. Feel the power of this longing within you now. And the third thread is the longing to be held. This can be physical, of course, the simple, profound comfort of a loving embrace that asks for nothing in return, an embrace that communicates safety, care, and belonging. But it is also emotional. To be held emotionally is to know that someone is there with you, in your joy and in your pain. It is the feeling that you don't have to carry your burdens all by yourself. It's knowing that if you were to stumble, there would be a steady presence to catch you. It is the deep, cellular sense of safety that comes from being cherished. Let yourself connect with this ancient, fundamental longing to be held, to be seen, to be heard, and to be held. This is the sacred trilogy of human connection. Now, can you create a safe space inside yourself to feel the truth of this unmet longing without shame and without apology? Find it in your body. Is it an ache in your arms? A hollowness in your chest? A tightness in your throat? Wherever it lives, just let it be there. Imagine you are creating a warm, gentle container of awareness all around this feeling. You are not diving into it to drown. You are simply allowing it to exist within this larger space of your compassionate presence. Breathe into that sensation. With each breath, you are not trying to push it away. You are simply bringing warmth and oxygen to it. You are saying to your heart, it is okay for you to want this. It is natural. It is good. For so long, we have been told that to long for something so deeply is a sign of weakness, of being incomplete. We are here tonight to completely rewrite that story. This longing is not your flaw. It is your beauty. It is the most definitive proof you have that your heart is still open, still tender, still alive. A heart that has given up, a heart that is truly broken and cynical, feels no longing. It feels nothing. It has sealed itself off from desire to avoid the pain of disappointment. The fact that you can lie here tonight and feel the full, aching truth of your desire for connection is a testament to your courage. It is a sign of your incredible resilience. It shows that despite every hurt, every disappointment, every brick in your wall, your heart still knows what it is for. It is for loving. This longing is not a weakness. It is your strength. It is your life force, your spirit reaching for the light, just like a plant in a dark room instinctively reaches toward the smallest sliver of sun. This reaching is not a flaw in the plant. It is its very nature. It is the sign that it is alive. So breathe into this beautiful, aching, powerful longing. Honor it as a sacred part of you. It is not a sign that you are empty. It is a sign of how much you have to give. It is a compass pointing you directly toward what matters most. And tonight, you can simply hold this longing with reverence, allowing it to be a testament to your magnificent, open, and ever-hopeful heart. Silently, the user wants me to write section 7 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep to series. Plan for section 7. title: Releasing the Weight of Pretending. Phase: Safe release. Key elements. C1. Giving yourself permission to stop pretending you are okay for just this one night. 2. Visualizing the release of the heavy energetic cost of maintaining an appearance of connection. 3. Breathing out the exhaustion and breathing in a sense of gentle self-acceptance. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This is achievable by deeply exploring the act of pretending and the feeling of release. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8-12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start, talk, end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone. Calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language. Simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content. Grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow. Improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria. All checked. Confidence score. 5-5. Mental sandbox. Transition. I'll connect from the previous section's theme of honoring our longing. Honoring our true feelings is the opposite of pretending. This provides a natural bridge. I'll start by acknowledging the immense effort it takes to pretend. The act of pretending. I need to describe this act in relatable detail. It's not just about lying. It's about the subtle, constant performance, the forced smile, the cheerful, "How was your day?" when your heart is aching. The effort to find a safe topic of conversation, the biting of the tongue, the swallowing of a sigh. I'll use the metaphor of wearing a mask or a heavy costume. This performance is a full-time job, and it is utterly exhausting. Giving permission. This is the core instruction. I will explicitly, gently, and repeatedly give the listener permission to stop. For just this one night. This makes it feel safe and temporary, not like a permanent, life-altering decision. It's just for now, in the safety of the dark. You do not have to be okay. You do not have to perform. You can let your face relax. You can let your heart be exactly as it is. This permission is a powerful act of self-compassion. Visualizing the release. This is the active, meditative part. I'll guide the listener through a visualization. The heavy costume. Imagine taking off a heavy suit of armor, piece by piece. The helmet of a cheerful expression. The breastplate of competence. The heavy boots of getting things done. Feel the physical lightness as each piece is set aside. The mask. Visualize letting a mask, one that has been held tightly to your face, simply fall away. Feel the air on your real skin. Feel the muscles in your face finally able to relax into their natural state of rest. Energetic cost. I'll describe the energy of pretending as a heavy, dense fog or smoke that you've been carrying inside you. With each exhale, you can visualize this smoke leaving your body, dissolving into the quiet air of the room. Breathing and body sensations. This will be woven throughout the visualization. The breath is the tool for release. The exhale. Every out-breath is an act of letting go. Breathing out the effort. Breathing out the performance. Breathing out the exhaustion. The inhale. Every in-breath is an act of receiving. Breathing in permission. Breathing in acceptance. Breathing in the simple truth of this moment. The feeling of relief. I will describe the physical and emotional sensations of this release. A deep heaviness in the limbs as the body finally surrenders to rest. A sense of spaciousness inside the chest where tension used to be. A quiet, peaceful weariness, different from the agitated exhaustion of performing. Conclusion. The section will end on this note of deep, authentic rest. The rest that comes not just from closing your eyes, but from finally ceasing the inner work of pretending. Character count strategy. Start by acknowledging the exhausting work of pretending, using vivid descriptions of the daily performance. 2,500 chars. Formally and gently, give the listener permission to stop, just for tonight. Repeat this permission in various ways to let it sink in. 2,000 talent chars. Guide them through the detailed visualization of releasing the armor, the mask, and the energetic fog. This will be the longest, most descriptive part of the section. 4,000 chars. Integrate the breathing exercise, exhaling the performance, inhaling acceptance throughout the visualization. 1,000 chars. End by focusing on the profound physical and emotional relief that comes from this authentic state of being. 500 chars. Pauses will be used to give space for the listener to actually perform the visualizations and feel the release. For example, after the instruction to let the mask fall away. This plan is very much aligned with the safe release phase. It's practical, gentle, and focuses on a tangible experience of letting go, which is perfect for a sleep meditation. The imagery is strong and should be very effective. As you lie here, holding your own deep longing with kindness, you become aware of something else. You become aware of the immense, almost heroic effort it takes to hide that longing throughout the day. Think of the sheer energy it requires to pretend, to put on a brave face, a pleasant face, when your heart feels heavy and distant. It is a constant, low-level performance. It is the energy it takes to smile when you feel like weeping. It is the effort of asking, "How was your day?" with a cheerful voice, while your own inner world feels silent and gray. It is the conscious decision, over and over again, to bite back the vulnerable words, to swallow the sigh, to keep the peace by maintaining the appearance of connection. This performance is utterly exhausting. It is like wearing a suit of armor all day long. It is heavy, it is cumbersome, and it separates you from the world. And now, in the safety and the privacy of the night, I am giving you full and complete permission to take it off. Just for tonight. You do not have to carry that weight anymore. You do not have to be okay. You do not have to be strong. You do not have to be cheerful. You do not have to pretend for me, for your partner, or even for yourself. Right here, right now, you are allowed to be exactly as you are. Tired, sad, lonely, and longing. You can let the performance end. Let's do this together, with a gentle visualization. Imagine that suit of armor you have been wearing. Let's start with the helmet. This is the mask of pleasantness, the carefully arranged expression you wear for the world. With your next exhale, imagine you are simply letting it dissolve. Feel the muscles in your face, around your eyes, and your mouth finally release. Feel your jaw unclench. Let your true expression, whatever it may be, an expression of weariness, of sadness, of simple neutrality, be the only thing your face is doing. There is no one here to see it. You are safe to be unmasked. Now bring your awareness to your shoulders and chest. This is the heavy breastplate of responsibility and competence, the part of the armor that says, "I've got this. I can handle everything." It is so heavy. With your next long, slow exhale, imagine you are unbuckling it. Feel it slide off your body and land softly on the floor beside you with a quiet thud. And feel the immediate lightness in your chest. Feel the new space that is there for your breath to move, for your heart to beat without constriction. You don't have to hold everything together tonight. You can let yourself fall apart a little. The bed will hold you. Now, the rest of the armor. The heavy plates on your arms and legs. The ones that keep you moving, doing, achieving, pushing through the day. Let them all dissolve and melt away with each out-breath. Feel a profound heaviness come into your limbs. This is not the heavy weight of the armor. It is the deep, welcome heaviness of true relaxation. It is the feeling of your body finally being allowed to stop, to let go of all effort, to surrender its full weight to the support beneath you. You are no longer a soldier on duty. You are simply a human being at rest. This act of pretending carries a huge energetic cost. Imagine that for the entire day, you have been accumulating a kind of heavy, gray smoke inside of you. This is the smoke of unspoken words, of swallowed feelings, of the constant effort to maintain the facade. Now, with every single exhale, you can release it. See it in your mind's eye. A plume of gray smoke leaving your lips with each breath, carrying with it all the exhaustion of the performance. Watch as it drifts away from you and dissolves into the quiet darkness of the room. It is leaving your system. It is no longer yours to carry. And as you breathe out this exhaustion, what do you breathe in? You breathe in acceptance. With your next inhale, breathe in a sense of gentle self-acceptance for exactly who you are and what you feel in this moment. Breathe out the need to be anything different. Breathe in the simple truth of your own heart. Breathe out the story that you should be feeling something else. Just allow this simple, cleansing rhythm to soothe your nervous system. Breathing out the performance. Breathing in permission. Breathing out the weight. Breathing in peace. There is a profound relief in this, a deep, quiet rest that is only possible when we finally stop trying. Let yourself sink into that relief. Let your body grow heavy, your mind grow quiet as you rest in the simple, unadorned truth of your own being. For tonight, this is all you have to be. Silently, the user wants me to write Section 8 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep. 2. Series. Plan for Section 8. Title: Your need for closeness is your strength. Phase: gentle reframing. Key elements: 1. Rewriting the narrative that your neediness is a problem. Your desire for emotional intimacy is a life-affirming strength. 2. Affirmation: my capacity to long for connection is a sign of how deeply I can love. 3. Seeing this ache not as a wound, but as a compass pointing toward what your soul truly values. Constraint: checklist and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This is a powerful reframe, so I can expand on it with various metaphors and explorations. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses that start end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations? Yes. 14. Narrative flow, improvisational, conversational? Yes. 15. VO readiness? Yes. 16. Quality criteria? All checked. Confidence score? 5.5. Mental sandbox? And transition. I will begin from the state of authentic rest achieved in the previous section. Now that the listener has stopped pretending, they are in touch with their true feelings, including the deep longing. This is the perfect moment to reevaluate that longing. Confronting the needy narrative. This is the core task. I will directly name the fear and shame associated with the word needy. It's a word often used to dismiss or pathologize a fundamental human desire. I'll talk about how we internalize this. Believing our need for connection is a flaw, a weakness, something to be managed or suppressed. I'll describe the self-criticism. I'm too much. I'm too sensitive. I ask for too much. The reframe, longing as strength. This is the central pivot. I will propose a radical new perspective. What if this neediness is not a weakness at all, but a superpower? What if the ability to feel this deep longing is actually a sign of incredible emotional health and capacity? I'll argue that people who are shut down, armored, and disconnected don't feel this ache. The ache is evidence of a live, open, and powerful heart. It is the engine of connection. It is the very thing that makes deep, meaningful relationships possible. Analogy, metaphor. I'll use a few analogies to drive this home. 1. A deep well. A person with a deep capacity for connection is like a deep well. They have a great capacity to hold water, love, intimacy. The feeling of emptiness isn't a sign the well is broken, but a sign of its immense depth. A shallow puddle never feels empty. 2. A skilled musician. A musician with a highly trained ear can hear subtle dissonances in a piece of music that an untrained person might miss. The pain of disconnection is like that dissonance. Feeling it keenly is not a sign of being too sensitive, but a sign of having a finely tuned emotional instrument. It shows a deep understanding of what harmony, true connection, is supposed to sound like. The affirmation as the core. I will introduce the affirmation. My capacity to long for connection is a sign of how deeply I can love. I'll ask the listener to breathe with this thought, to let it sink into their cells. I'll unpack it. The longing and the love are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have a great capacity for love without also having a great capacity for the pain of its absence. The ache as a compass. This is the final reframe. The ache is not a wound to be healed or a problem to be solved. It is a guidance system. It is a compass needle, always pointing north, toward what is most sacred and important to your soul. Instead of trying to numb the ache or make it go away, we can learn to listen to it. What is this ache telling me that I value? The answer is always intimacy, vulnerability, presence, and love. Following this compass, even if it hurts, is how we navigate toward a more authentic life. It's not a sign that we are lost. It's the very thing that keeps us from getting lost. Character count strategy. Start by addressing the negative narrative around neediness and the self-criticism it creates. 2500 chars. Introduce the core reframe. This longing is a superpower, a sign of a healthy, open heart. $2,000 chars. Develop the analogies of the deep well and the skilled musician to illustrate this new perspective. This will be a key part of the expansion. 3,000 chars. Deliver and unpack the central affirmation. guiding the listener to internalize it. At 1500 chars, introduce the final reframe of the ache as a compass, shifting its meaning from a wound to a guide. 1000 chars. Pauses will be used after debunking the needy myth, after each analogy, and especially around the central affirmation to give it weight and impact. This structure provides a powerful, uplifting, and deeply transformative message. It moves the listener from a place of shame about their feelings to a place of reverence and respect for them. It is a pivotal point in the meditative journey. Now, as you rest here in this quiet space of authenticity, having set down the heavy armor of pretending, let's look with new eyes at the very feeling we have been exploring, this deep longing in your heart. There is a story we are told, a story we often tell ourselves, that this intense need for closeness is a problem. We give it harsh names. We call it neediness. We call it being too much. We worry that this deep well of feeling inside us might overwhelm or scare others away. And so, we learn to see this core part of ourselves as a flaw, a weakness to be managed, a hunger to be suppressed. Tonight, we are going to tear up that old story. We are going to offer a new one, a story that is far more true and infinitely more kind. Your deep desire for emotional intimacy is not a weakness. It is your greatest strength. It is a sign of a vast and beautiful capacity within you. Think of it this way: someone who has very little capacity for love, someone whose heart is guarded and small, does not feel this profound ache of longing. Their needs are shallow, and so they are easily met, or their absence is barely noticed. But you were built for the depths. Your heart is not a shallow puddle. It is a deep, artesian well. And a deep well has the capacity to hold an immense amount of water. The ache you feel is not a sign that the well is broken. It is the sign of its magnificent depth. You feel the absence of connection so keenly because you know, in your very bones, what true connection is. It's like a world-class musician who has a perfectly trained ear. They can hear a single note that is out of tune in a symphony, a dissonance that most people would never even notice. Is their sensitivity a flaw? No, it is a sign of their mastery. It is a testament to their deep understanding of harmony. Your heart is like that musician's ear. It is so finely tuned to the music of authentic connection that it can keenly feel the dissonance of distance, the out-of-tune note of being unseen. Do not mistake your mastery for a flaw. Your sensitivity is not a problem. It is a form of intelligence. It is emotional genius. Let this new story sink into your body. Allow this thought to become a gentle, healing balm. Let's make it an affirmation. You can repeat it silently in your own mind, letting the words resonate in the space where the self-criticism used to live. My capacity to long for connection is a sign of how deeply I can love. Let's just rest with that for a moment. My capacity to long for connection is a sign of how deeply I can love. The longing and the love are two sides of the very same coin. You cannot have one without the other. To be able to love someone with your whole heart, to be able to connect on the most profound levels, you must also be able to feel the painful emptiness of that connection's absence. The ache is the measure of your love. It is not a pathology. It is a power. It is the engine that drives you toward intimacy, toward vulnerability, toward the very experiences that make life rich and meaningful. It is a life-affirming force. And with this new understanding, we can make one final, powerful shift in perspective. This ache that you feel, this deep, persistent longing, is not a wound that needs to be healed. It is not a problem that needs to be solved. It is a compass in your soul, and its needle is pointing, always, unfailingly, toward what you value most. It is pointing north. And for you, north is true intimacy. It is genuine presence. It is vulnerability. It is love. Whenever you feel this ache, your inner guidance system is simply saying, this way, this is what is important. Pay attention. Instead of seeing it as pain to be avoided, we can learn to see it as information to be honored. When you are feeling lost in the fog of a disconnected relationship, this ache is the one thing you can trust. It is your guide, reminding you of the path your heart wants to walk. It is not a sign that you are lost. It is the very tool that will help you find your way back to yourself and back to the kind of love you so richly deserve. So, tonight, instead of fighting the ache, can you thank it? Can you honor it as your guide, your strength, your superpower? It is the truest, most beautiful part of you, reminding you of your own magnificent heart and its incredible capacity to love. Rest in the power of that truth. Silently, the user wants me to write section 9 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep, 2 series. Plan for section 9. Title: Becoming Your Own Safe Harbor. Phase: Reconnecting with Strength. Key elements: 1. Guiding you to place a hand on your own heart, offering yourself the warmth and presence you crave. 2. Realizing that you can be a source of comfort and holding for yourself, right here, right now. 3. Breathing into this self-compassion, feeling the steady rhythm of your own heart beneath your hand. Constraint checklist and confidence score. 1. Write exactly 1 section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This is a very physical embodied practice, so I can use a lot of descriptive sensory language to fill the space and deepen the experience. 4. Insert natural pauses. A. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start then. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, jot headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5-5. Mental sandbox. Transition: I will move from the abstract concept of longing as a strength to a direct, tangible action. If this longing points to a need for presence and holding, what if we could offer a small piece of that to ourselves right now? This makes the abstract concept practical. The physical act. The core of this section is the simple instruction to place a hand on the heart, or wherever feels comforting. I will guide this slowly and deliberately. First, just noticing the hand itself, its weight, its warmth. Then, making the gentle contact with the body, noticing the sensation of skin on skin or skin on fabric. This focus on pure sensation is very grounding. Offering what is craved. This is the key insight. The warmth and the steady pressure of your own hand can provide a surprisingly powerful echo of the very things you are longing for from another: presence, warmth, and holding. I'll describe how the nervous system can interpret this self-touch as a sign of safety and care. It's a biohack, for self-soothing. I'll frame it as you are giving yourself the very thing you've been seeking outside of yourself. Becoming the source. This is a profound realization. While it doesn't replace the desire for connection with another, it introduces a new truth. You are not entirely dependent on someone else for comfort. You have a source of it within you. I will explore this idea gently. It's not about becoming an island, but about building a safe harbor within yourself. A place you can always return to, regardless of the weather in your relationship. This fosters resilience and reduces the feeling of desperate helplessness. I can use the safe harbor anchor metaphor here. The boat, you, still wants to sail with other boats, but it now has its own anchor and its own safe harbor to return to when the seas are rough. Feeling the heartbeat. This deepens the practice. I'll guide the listener to feel for their own heartbeat beneath their hand. This is a powerful, primal rhythm. It is the steady drumbeat of your own life force. It has been with you through everything. Connecting with it is a profound act of self-connection. I will describe it as the most loyal companion you will ever have. I'll encourage the listener to sync their breath with this rhythm, breathing in and out with the steady beat of their own life. Breathing into self-compassion, I'll explicitly link the breath to the emotion. As you feel the warmth of your hand and the beat of your heart, with each inhale, breathe in a feeling of kindness for yourself. Breathe in compassion for your own ache. With each exhale, let go of a layer of self-judgment. This turns a simple physical gesture into a deep meditative practice of self-love. Character count strategy. Start with the transition from understanding our longing to taking a physical action to meet it. 1500 chars. Guide the physical action of placing the hand on the heart very slowly with rich sensory detail. 2000 chars. Explore the profound idea that you are offering yourself the very presence, warmth, and holding that you crave. Develop the becoming your own source concept. 3000 chars. Deepen the practice by focusing on the sensation of the heartbeat beneath the hand, framing it as a loyal companion. 2000 chars. Weave in the breathing practice, linking the breath to inhaling compassion and exhaling judgment. 1000 chars. Pauses will be crucial for this section, placed after the instruction to place the hand, when introducing the idea of being your own source, and while focusing on the heartbeat to allow the listener to fully engage in the embodied practice. This section will be very experiential and less conceptual than the previous ones. The language will be simple, direct, and focused on physical sensation, providing a grounding and deeply comforting experience for the listener. And so, resting in this new respect for your own beautiful heart, let's take this understanding from a concept in the mind and bring it directly into the felt experience of your body. We have named the longing to be seen, to be heard, and to be held. The longing for presence, for warmth, for a steady and safe connection. For just a few moments, let's explore the radical possibility that you can offer a portion of this comfort directly to yourself. In your own time, very gently, I invite you to take one of your hands and place it on your own heart, or on your belly, or your chest, or anywhere on your body that feels like it needs a little kindness right now. There is no need to rush. First, just become aware of your hand. Feel its temperature, its weight, its living presence. And then, slowly, let it come to rest on your body. Let it land like a soft, gentle leaf. Feel the first moment of contact, the sensation of your skin meeting the fabric of your clothes, or perhaps your skin meeting your own skin. Just rest your awareness there, in that simple physical sensation. Now begin to notice the warmth that is being generated, the natural heat from your own hand. Your own life force is slowly beginning to seep into your body. Let yourself receive this warmth. This is your warmth, your presence, being offered to yourself. For so long, you have been directing your energy outward, seeking this warmth from the person beside you. And now, just for this moment, you are turning that gentle, loving attention back toward its source. You are giving yourself the very thing you have been asking for. You are offering yourself the simple, profound gift of presence. The steady, unwavering pressure of your hand is a form of holding. It is communicating a simple, powerful message directly to your nervous system. I am here. I am with you. You are not alone in this feeling. This is how we begin to become our own safe harbor. A harbor is a place a ship can return to when the seas are stormy, a place to rest and refuel and feel safe from the battering waves. It does not mean the ship never wants to sail again, or that it doesn't enjoy sailing with other ships. It simply means it has a safe, reliable place to come home to. Your capacity to offer this simple comfort to yourself is the building of your own inner harbor. It means that your sense of safety and well-being is no longer entirely dependent on the emotional weather outside of you, on whether your partner is available or distant. You are discovering that there is a source of comfort, a wellspring of peace that lives right inside of you. It has been here all along. Now, bring your attention more deeply into the feeling beneath your hand. See if you can sense the steady, rhythmic beat of your own heart. You may not feel it at first, and that is perfectly okay. Just rest your attention there with gentle curiosity. Sooner or later, you may begin to feel it. A soft, steady pulse. Thump, 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 thump. This is the rhythm of your life. This heartbeat has been with you from before you were born, and it will be with you until your very last moment. It is the most faithful and loyal companion you will ever have. It is beaten through every joy, every heartbreak, every moment of fear, and every moment of peace. It is the unwavering drumbeat of your own resilience, the proof that you are here, that you have survived everything life has brought you so far. Let yourself be soothed by this steady rhythm. Let it be an anchor for your awareness in this present moment. Feel the warmth of your hand and feel the beat of your heart. The hand is your own conscious presence, offering comfort. The heart is your own life force, offering its steady strength. Together, they create a powerful circuit of self-compassion. Now, let's connect this to your breath. As you feel your heart beating, try to let your breathing become just as steady, just as gentle. With every inhale, imagine you are breathing in kindness directly into the space beneath your hand. You are breathing in acceptance for your loneliness, for your longing, for your beautiful, tender heart. And with every exhale, imagine you are releasing a layer of judgment, a layer of the old story that you are too much or that your feelings are wrong. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out the struggle. Breathe in warmth. Breathe out the ache of pretending. Just stay with this for a little while, feeling the simple, profound reality of this moment. Your hand on your heart, the warmth seeping in, the steady beat of your life beneath your palm, the gentle rhythm of your breath. Right here, Right now, you are holding yourself. You are seeing yourself. You are being present with yourself. You are becoming the safe and loving presence you have been searching for. Rest in this feeling. You are home. Silently, the user wants me to write section 10 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep to series. Plan for section 10. Title: Remembering Your Own Wholeness. Phase: Reconnecting with Strength. Key elements: 1. Recalling that you are a whole and complete person, with or without the connection you desire. 2. Affirmation: I was whole before this distance, and I am whole within it. 3. Connecting to the quiet, resilient core within you that has navigated every difficult night and is still here. Constraint: Checklist and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This is a deeply conceptual and reassuring section, so I can use evocative language, memory prompts, and metaphors to build the character count. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start, end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, shots, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5-5. Mental sandbox: transition. I will transition from the embodied practice of self-holding in section 9. This practice connects the listener to their own core. Now, we will explore the nature of that core. The self that is being held is, and always has been, whole. Challenging the half-person. Myth. The core idea is to gently dismantle the romantic myth that we are half of a whole, incomplete until we find our other half. While beautiful in poetry, this idea can be psychologically damaging, leading us to believe our well-being is entirely dependent on another person. I will explain that a healthy relationship is not two halves making a whole, but two whole people choosing to share their journey. The pain of disconnection doesn't come from being broken in half, but from the ache of a whole person who is not able to share their wholeness as they desire. Recalling past wholeness. To make this tangible, I will guide the listener on a gentle journey into memory. I'll ask them to remember a time before this relationship, or before this period of distance began, when they felt a sense of themselves, a time they laughed freely, or felt passionate about a hobby, or felt confident and at ease in their own skin. The goal is not to be nostalgic or resentful, but simply to reconnect with the evidence of their pre-existing wholeness. That person is still you. They were not a half person then, and you are not a half person now. The affirmation as an anchor. The affirmation, I was whole before this distance, and I am whole within it, will be the central pillar of this section. I will introduce it after the memory exercise. I was whole before this distance. This validates the memory and the truth of their independent self. And I am whole within it. This is the crucial, more challenging part. It asserts that their fundamental wholeness is not compromised by the current painful experience. The pain is happening to a whole person. It is not a sign that the person has become less than whole. Connecting to the resilient core. This is the final element. I will personify this core self. I'll describe it as the unbreakable pilot inside, the quiet observer, the part of their consciousness that has been present for every single experience of their life. It was there on their first day of school. It was there during their greatest triumphs, and it was there during their deepest heartbreaks. It has navigated every difficult night and has woken up every morning. This core is resilient, calm, and unchanging. The pain of loneliness is like weather passing through the sky, but this core self is the sky itself, vast, open, and untouched by the passing clouds. Analogy: the core self can be compared to the deep ocean, while emotions are the waves on the surface. The surface can be stormy and chaotic, but the depths remain calm and still. The practice is to connect with that deep, quiet stillness within, which is the seat of our wholeness. Character count. Strategy. Begin by challenging the other half myth and reframing a healthy relationship as two whole people. 2,000 chars. Guide the gentle memory exercise, prompting the listener to recall their own past sense of self and wholeness. 2,500 Bauer chars. Deliver and unpack the core affirmation, breaking down both parts of the statement for maximum impact. 2,000 chars. Introduce and develop the concept of the quiet, resilient core, the pilot or the sky, that has been with them through everything. This will be a deeply reassuring and expansive part of the section. $3,000 chars. Use the deep ocean surface, waves analogy to solidify the concept. 500 chars. Pauses will be used to allow time for the memory recall, to let the affirmation sink in, and to give space for the listener to connect with the feeling of their own resilient core. This section provides a profound sense of inner stability and resilience. It shifts the listener's identity from someone who is lacking to someone who is whole and simply experiencing a painful situation. This is a crucial step in building the inner resources needed for peace and sleep. As you rest your hand on your heart, feeling your own steady presence, let's explore the nature of the self you are holding. There is a story, a myth, that has been woven into our culture so deeply we often mistake it for the truth. It is the story that we are a half, searching for our other half to become complete. And while it sounds romantic, this story can accidentally become a source of profound suffering. It can lead us to believe that our wholeness, our very sense of being okay, is something that exists outside of us, something that can be given, and therefore something that can be taken away. Tonight, we are going to remember a deeper, more ancient truth. You were not born a half. You were born completely, utterly whole. Your relationship was never meant to be a transaction where two halves make a whole. The beauty of a true partnership is when two whole beings, two complete universes, choose to bring their worlds alongside each other, to share their light, to walk the path together for a while. The pain you feel is not the pain of a half that has been abandoned. It is the pain of a whole person who is longing to share their wholeness and is not being met in that desire. This is a crucial distinction. Your fundamental completeness has not been and can never be compromised. Let's gently awaken the memory of this wholeness within you. Let your mind drift back, with no pressure, to a time before this relationship, or to a time within it before this distance began to grow. Can you recall a moment when you felt fully and completely yourself? Perhaps it was a moment of laughing so hard you couldn't breathe, surrounded by friends. Perhaps it was a time you were completely absorbed in a creative project, a passion, or your work, feeling a sense of purpose and flow. Maybe it was a simple moment of walking alone in nature, feeling connected to the trees and the sky, and perfectly at peace in your own company. Just let an image, a feeling, a memory arise. Don't cling to it. Just let it float in your awareness. Remember that person. Remember their energy, their hopes, their unique way of being in the world. That person was whole. They were not waiting for someone to complete them. They were already a full and vibrant universe. Now feel this truth. That person is still you. That wholeness, that vibrant core did not disappear when you entered this relationship. It has not been eroded by the current distance. It is still here. It is the very essence of who you are, waiting patiently beneath the clouds of your current sadness and loneliness. Let this affirmation settle into that deep, core self. You can say it silently, feeling its truth reverberate through your being. I was whole before this distance, and I am whole within it. Let's feel both parts of that. I was whole before this distance. This honors your history, your resilience, your independent spirit. It acknowledges the life and the self that existed completely on its own terms. And I am whole within it. This is the anchor. This means that even now, in the midst of this painful ache, your core integrity is intact. The pain is an experience you are having. It is not the definition of who you are. The loneliness is a weather pattern passing through your vast inner sky. It is not the sky itself. Your wholeness is the sky. It is the vast, open, unchanging awareness that is able to hold the clouds, the storms, and the sunshine without being diminished by any of them. There is a quiet, resilient core within you that has navigated every single difficult night of your entire life. Think about it. There is a part of you that has been present for everything. It was there for your childhood fears. It was there for your teenage heartbreaks. It was there for every moment of confusion, every loss, every challenge you have ever faced. And it is here now, with you, tonight. It is the calm observer, the silent witness that is aware of the sadness without being consumed by it. This is the seat of your wholeness. It is the unbreakable part of you. It has never been damaged. It has never been lost. It has simply been obscured by the pain of the moment. So tonight, as you lie here, you are not just the lonely person in the bed. You are also the vast, calm, resilient awareness that is holding that lonely person with infinite compassion. You are the deep, still ocean beneath the turbulent waves. Let your attention sink down, past the waves of emotion on the surface, and come to rest in the profound, silent stillness of your own deep being. This is your true home. This is your wholeness. It has always been here, and it will be here tomorrow morning when you wake. Rest in this unwavering truth. You are, and have always been, completely whole. Silently. The user wants me to write section 11 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep to series. Plan for section 11. Title: The Wisdom Held in the Silence. Phase: Integration and Wisdom. Key elements. 1. Weaving the understanding that this painful silence holds information for you about what you truly need. 2. Honoring the journey that brought you to this place and the wisdom this experience is offering you. 3. letting go of the need to understand it all tonight and simply trusting the process of your own healing. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters? Yes. This is an integrative and philosophical section, allowing for gentle, expansive, and reflective language to meet the character count. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start, dos, end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, the headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone. Calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language. Simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content. Grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow. Improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria, all checked. Confidence score, 5-5. Mental sandbox. Transition. I will connect from the previous section's idea of the whole self as a calm observer. Now that we are identified with this observer, we can look at the painful situation, the silence, from a new perspective. Not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Silence as information. This is the first key element. I will reframe the painful silence. It's not an empty void. It is full of information. It is a mirror, reflecting back to us exactly what is missing, and therefore what we truly need and value. The silence is speaking, but in a language of absence. I will guide the listener to ask gentle questions, not to be answered now, but just to be held. What is this silence showing me about my need for vulnerability? What truth is this quiet space revealing about my own voice? What is the quality of connection this silence is inviting me to seek? This transforms the silence from a passive state of suffering into an active source of wisdom. Honoring the journey. This part is about validating the entire path that led to this moment. It wasn't a series of wrong turns or mistakes. Every step, every choice, every moment of building the protective wall was necessary to bring the listener to this point of deeper self-awareness. I'll use a metaphor, like a river carving a canyon. The process might be slow and sometimes turbulent, but it reveals the deep, beautiful layers of the earth, the self, that would have otherwise remained hidden. This honors the pain as a catalyst for growth, not as a punishment. I will express reverence for the listener's journey. Wisdom as a gentle unfolding. I'll emphasize that the wisdom gained from this experience isn't a sudden aha moment or a neat answer to a problem. It's a slow, gentle unfolding. It's the gradual process of coming to know oneself more deeply. It's the wisdom of recognizing your own patterns, honoring your own needs, and learning to be your own safe harbor. I'll describe it as a kind of inner knowing that grows over time, like a seed germinating in the dark soil of a difficult experience. Letting go for tonight. This is the crucial concluding part of the section. After opening up these deep, reflective questions, it's essential to give the listener permission to not solve them. The purpose of this meditation is sleep and peace, not anxious problem solving. I will explicitly state that the mind's job for tonight is over. The questions have been planted. Now, they need the quiet, dark, fertile ground of sleep to integrate. I'll use the analogy of planting a seed and trusting that the soil and the night will do their work. The instruction is to release the need for answers and to simply trust the process of healing. Character count strategy. Begin by reframing the silence from an empty void to a space filled with valuable information and wisdom. 2,500 chars. Guide the listener to pose gentle, non-demanding questions to the silence, exploring what it might be teaching them. 2,000 chars. Shift to honoring the entire journey that led to this night, using the River Shoe Canyon metaphor to validate the process. 2,500 chars. Describe the nature of this wisdom as a slow, organic unfolding rather than a quick solution. 1,500 chars. Conclude with a clear and gentle instruction to let go of the need for answers for tonight, trusting in the healing power of rest and sleep. 1,500 chars. Pauses will be used to create a contemplative atmosphere, especially after posing the reflective questions and after the instruction to let go and trust the process. This section serves as a bridge, integrating all the previous reframes, the wall, the longing, the wholeness, into a coherent, wisdom-oriented perspective. It provides a sense of meaning and purpose to the pain without rushing to a solution, and then gently guides the listener towards the ultimate goal: peaceful rest. As you rest in the quiet sanctuary of your own wholeness, let's turn our attention one last time to the silence that fills the space beside you. We began this journey by acknowledging its painful weight. But now, from this place of deeper self-connection and compassion, we can begin to see it differently. What if this silence is not empty? What if it is not a punishment or a failure, but a messenger? What if this profound, uncomfortable quiet is actually a form of deep communication from your own soul, telling you exactly what it needs? This silence is a mirror. It is reflecting back to you with perfect clarity the parts of connection that you value most deeply. The silence where you long to hear words of understanding is showing you how much you value being truly heard. The stillness where you long for a comforting touch is revealing your profound and beautiful need to be held. The emotional space between you, which feels so vast, is teaching you about your immense capacity for closeness. Every ounce of pain the silence contains is a direct measure of your capacity for love. It is not a void. It is a blueprint of your heart's deepest desires. It is a sacred text, and you are slowly, gently learning how to read it. There is so much wisdom held in this difficult place. This is not an experience you would have chosen, but it is an experience that has chosen you, and it has come bearing gifts, however heavily disguised. This journey into the heart of loneliness has brought you back home to yourself. It has prompted you to build your own safe harbor. It has reminded you of your own unwavering wholeness. It has shown you that your longing is not a weakness, but your most potent strength. These are not small things. This is the deep, essential work of a human life. Can you find it in your heart to honor the entire journey that brought you to this very night, to this very bed? Honor every misunderstanding, every protective wall, every silent moment that led you to seek a deeper understanding of yourself. It was not a series of wrong turns. It was your path. Imagine a great river flowing through a landscape. Over thousands of years, the persistent flow of the water carves a deep canyon, revealing layers of rock and history that would have remained hidden forever. The process is not always gentle, but the result is a breathtaking revelation of depth and beauty. Your pain, your journey through this loneliness, is the river. It has been carving a path through your own inner landscape, revealing the magnificent depth of your own heart, the resilient layers of your own soul. You are coming to know yourself in a way that would never have been possible in the comfort of unbroken connection. This is the wisdom this experience is offering you. It is not a simple answer or a quick fix. It is a slow, organic unfolding. It is the quiet blossoming of self-compassion. It is the growing, embodied trust in your own resilience. It is the profound realization that you can be present with your own pain and you will not break. You can hold your own longing and you will not be consumed. You are stronger, deeper, and more whole than you ever imagined. This knowing is a treasure forged in the quiet fire of a lonely night. And now, having touched upon these deep truths, the most important piece of wisdom for this moment is this: you do not need to understand it all tonight. You do not need to have a plan. You do not need to solve the puzzle of your relationship or figure out what comes next. The work of the conscious, thinking mind is done for the day. You have gathered the insights. You have honored the feelings. You have planted the seeds of a new understanding. Now, the most healing and productive thing you can do is to let it all go. Healing does not happen through constant, anxious effort. It happens in the quiet. It happens in the spaces between the thoughts. It happens in the deep, restorative darkness of sleep, when the body and the soul are free to integrate, to mend, and to recalibrate. So, you can release the need to figure it all out. You can hand it over to the greater wisdom of your own being, the part of you that knows how to heal without your conscious mind needing to supervise the process. Trust the journey. Trust the night. Trust that you have done enough for today. Your only task now is to rest. Silently, the user wants me to write section 12 of the Most Gentle Night Words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep to series. Plan for section 12. Title: Softening the Edges of Your Body. Phase: Sleep Preparation. Key elements: 1. Shifting focus entirely to the physical sensations of your body resting in bed. 2. A gentle body scan, inviting every muscle to soften, release, and grow heavy with relaxation. 3. Analogy: your body melting into the bed like wax, letting go of all holding patterns. Constraint: checklist and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. A detailed slow body scan is a perfect way to achieve this length naturally while enhancing the meditative effect. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5V. Mental sandbox: transition. I will make a very explicit transition. The previous section ended with the instruction to let go of thinking and to trust the healing process of rest. This section is the how. The how is to shift attention from the complex world of emotions and thoughts to the simple, undeniable reality of the physical body. The body scan structure. This will be the main part of the section. I will guide the listener through a slow, deliberate journey of awareness through their body. I will not just list body parts. I will use evocative, sensory language for each one. Starting point. I'll begin with the feet, as they are furthest from the thinking mind, and work my way up. This helps to ground the listener's energy downwards, away from the head. The language of invitation. I won't use command language like relax your feet. I will use invitational language. Bring a gentle awareness to your feet. See if you can invite a feeling of softness, giving them permission to let go. This is more respectful and effective for a state of deep relaxation. Sensory details. For each body part, I will focus on sensations: heaviness, warmth, tingling, the feeling of contact with the bed or blankets, the release of tension. For example, for the jaw, I'll mention the tiny space opening up between the teeth. For the shoulders, the feeling of them sinking down into the mattress. The melting wax analogy. I will introduce this analogy at the beginning of the body scan and weave it throughout. The image of a candle gently warming and its wax softening and melting is a powerful metaphor for letting go of rigidity and tension. Imagine your muscles softening like warm wax, feeling your body melting into the surface beneath you, letting go of all the sharp edges and hard lines. Breathing as the mechanism of release. The breath will be the constant companion throughout the scan. Each exhale will be an opportunity to deepen the release. With your next exhale, feel the muscles in your calves letting go, breathing out any remaining tension from your hips. This links the physical release to the natural rhythm of the body. Pacing. The pacing will be extremely slow. There will be generous pauses between each body part to give the listener ample time to feel the sensations. The sentences will become shorter and more repetitive as the scan progresses, enhancing the hypnotic effect. The overall goal. The goal of this section is purely somatic, to get the listener out of their story and into their body. The emotional work has been done for tonight. Now is the time for physical surrender. The deep release in the body will signal to the mind that it is safe to let go and drift toward sleep. Character count strategy. Begin with the explicit shift from mind to body and introduce the melting wax analogy. $1,000 chars. Start the body scan with the feet and lower legs using detailed sensory language. 2,000 chars. Move up to the thighs, hips, and lower back, focusing on releasing these large, tension-holding muscle groups. 2,000 chars. Continue to the belly, chest, and shoulders, inviting a deep sense of surrender in the torso. 2,000 chars. Move through the arms, hands, neck, and face, releasing the final areas of subtle tension. 2,000 chars. Conclude by feeling the whole body as one unified field of heavy, warm, relaxed sensation, fully melted into the bed. Use 1,000 chars. Pauses will be placed between major body sections, e.g., after the legs, before the torso, to create a slow, deliberate rhythm. This structure is a classic and highly effective sleep induction technique. By focusing on rich, sensory language and a very slow pace, I can easily meet the character count while providing a deeply relaxing and restorative experience for the listener. And so, you let it all go. The need to understand, the need to solve, the need to know. You release it all to the quiet wisdom of the night. And now, we can turn our attention away from the world of thoughts and stories and emotions and bring it to a place of profound simplicity and peace. The physical sensations of your own body, resting here in this bed. We will now move our awareness through the body, not to analyze or judge it, but simply to offer it permission to release, to soften, and to grow heavy with sleep. Imagine that your body is like a candle, and with the gentle warmth of your own awareness, you can invite it to soften, to let go of all its sharp edges, to melt into the surface that supports you. Let's begin with your feet. Bring a gentle, curious awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Notice the points of contact they make with the sheets or the mattress. Feel the texture, the temperature, and now invite them to soften. Imagine every tiny muscle and bone in your feet letting go of all effort. Give your toes permission to uncurl. Let your ankles relax completely, allowing your feet to fall open naturally. They have carried you through the day, and now their work is done. They can rest completely. Allow this feeling of soft, warm release to begin to travel up into your lower legs. Feel your calf muscles, which work so hard to keep you moving, and give them permission to let go. With your next exhale, imagine them softening like warm wax, releasing any knots or tightness and growing heavy and limp. Feel this deep sense of release in your shins, all the way up to your knees. Your knees can grow soft and loose, letting go of the tension of holding you up. Your lower legs are now heavy, warm, and deeply relaxed. Now, bring this gentle, melting awareness up into your thighs. These are some of the largest muscles in your body, and they can hold so much tension. Just let your attention rest here, and with your next few breaths, invite them to surrender their weight completely to the bed. Feel them growing heavier and heavier with each exhale, spreading out, softening, releasing all holding patterns. Feel this wave of relaxation flow into your hips, your pelvis, your seat. This area is the anchor of your body, and it often holds deep, unconscious tension. Just invite it to release. Let it sink down, fully and completely, into the mattress, feeling profoundly grounded, stable, and held. And as your lower body grows heavy and peaceful, let this warm, melting sensation travel up into your lower back. This is an area that carries so much strain. With a long, slow exhale, just let it go. Imagine the muscles unfurling, creating space between the vertebrae, releasing its grip and sinking into the support beneath you. Allow this feeling of softness to spread around to your belly. Let your belly be soft. Let go of any tension you might be holding there. This allows your breath to become deeper, fuller, more calming. With a soft belly, you signal to your entire nervous system that you are safe, that it is time to rest. This wave of release now flows up into your chest and your upper back. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest with each slow breath. And on each exhale, feel your shoulders sinking down, melting away from your ears. Let them become heavy and wide, releasing the accumulated weight of the day's responsibilities. Feel this softness flow down from your shoulders, all the way through your arms, your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms. Let them all go limp and heavy. Let this feeling drain all the way out through your hands. Your hands can soften and uncurl. Let your fingers rest gently. Your arms and hands have done enough for today. They can be still now. Now, bring your awareness to your neck, a place where so much tension can gather. Imagine the gentle warmth of your attention is melting any tightness in the muscles of your neck, allowing your head to feel fully and completely supported by the pillow beneath it. You do not have to hold your head up any longer. You can surrender its weight completely. Let this feeling of release flow up into your jaw. Invite your jaw to unclench. Allow a tiny space to open between your upper and lower teeth. Feel the muscles in your cheeks soften. Let your tongue rest gently in the bottom of your mouth. Let this softness continue up across your entire face. The muscles around your mouth can relax. The muscles around your eyes can let go. Feel the space between your eyebrows widen, smoothing out any lines of worry or concern. And finally, let this feeling of release wash over your entire scalp. Your whole head is now calm and still. From the tips of your toes to the top of your head, your entire body is now invited into a state of profound rest. Feel yourself as one unified field of heavy, warm, peaceful sensation, melting, sinking, and letting go into the deep embrace of the bed. There is nothing more to do, just rest. Silently, the user wants me to write Section 13 of the Most Gentle Night Words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep 2 series. Plan for Section 13. Title: Giving your heart permission to rest. Phase: Sleep preparation. Key elements: D1. Explicitly giving your mind and your tender heart permission to stop working for the night. 2. Releasing the responsibility of fixing, figuring out, or solving anything before you sleep. 3. Affirmation: Tonight, my only task is to rest. Healing happens in the quiet. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. 1. Write exactly 1 section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This section is about giving permission, so I can use gentle repetition and explore the nature of the work the mind and heart do, allowing for a deep and spacious narrative. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start to end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes. 13. Content grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all checked. Confidence score: 5-5. Mental sandbox. Transition. I will start from the state of deep physical relaxation achieved in the previous section. The body has been given permission to rest. Now, we will extend that same permission to the more subtle and often more stubborn parts of ourselves, the mind and the heart. The work of the mind. I'll personify the mind as a diligent, tireless worker. Its job is to analyze, strategize, and solve problems. I will acknowledge and thank the mind for its hard work. It has been replaying conversations, trying to understand what went wrong, planning what to say next, and searching for solutions. This validation is important. We're not shutting the mind down forcefully, but gently telling it that its shift is over for the night. I will explicitly give it permission to clock out. The work of the heart. Similarly, I will personify the heart. The heart's work is to feel, to long, to hope, and to grieve. It has been working just as hard as the mind, holding the ache of loneliness, pumping the feeling of longing through your system, and perhaps bracing itself against further disappointment. This emotional labor is exhausting. I will speak directly to the heart, thanking it for its tenderness and courage, and giving it permission to stop its heavy work. You do not need to feel so intensely right now. You do not need to yearn. You can simply be still. Releasing responsibility. This is the core instruction. I will guide the listener to consciously release the immense responsibility of fixing their relationship or solving their loneliness before they fall asleep. This is a crucial step. because the mind often believes, on a subconscious level, that if it just thinks hard enough, it can find a solution, making it impossible to switch off. I will frame this release as an act of wisdom and trust, trusting that no meaningful solution will be found in the exhausted hours of the night, trusting that clarity will come with the new light of morning after a period of deep rest. The affirmation as the central command. The affirmation, tonight, my only task is to rest. Healing happens in the quiet, will be the anchor of this section. Tonight, my only task is to rest. This simplifies the listener's entire purpose down to one achievable goal. It releases them from all other obligations, real or imagined. It is a powerful mantra of simplification. Healing happens in the quiet. This provides the deep reassurance that by resting, they are not abandoning their problem. In fact, they are engaging in the most effective healing activity available to them. This reframes rest from a passive state to an active, healing process. It aligns the desire for a solution with the act of letting go. Metaphor. I'll use the metaphor of a garden. The mind and heart have been busy all day, tilling the soil, planting seeds of awareness, and pulling weeds of self-judgment. Now, the nighttime is when the garden grows. The work is done. The gardener must now step away and trust the natural processes of rain, soil, and moonlight to do their work. Constant digging and checking would only disturb the seeds. Rest is allowing the garden to grow. Character count strategy. Begin by transitioning from the rested body to the still working mind and heart. 1500 chars. Speak directly to the mind, acknowledging its hard work and giving it explicit permission to stop solving, analyzing, and planning for the night. 2500 chars. Speak directly to the heart, validating its emotional labor and giving it permission to be still and quiet. 2500 chars. Introduce the garden metaphor and guide the listener to consciously release the responsibility of fixing anything tonight. 2000 chars. Deliver and unpack the core affirmation, emphasizing rest as the single most important task and a powerful form of healing. 1500 chars. Pauses will be used to give weight to the permissions being granted, allowing the listener to truly absorb the message of release, especially after addressing the mind and the heart separately. This section provides a critical off-ramp for the busy mind, which is often the final barrier to sleep. By personifying and validating the mind and heart before giving them permission to rest, the process feels gentle, cooperative, and deeply effective. Your body is now resting, sinking, heavy, and soft. It has received the message that it is safe to let go. And now, we can extend the same gentle permission to the two parts of you that often work the hardest long after the day is done: your mind and your heart. Even when the body is still, the mind can continue to race and the heart can continue to ache. So let's speak to them now, with the same kindness and compassion you have offered to yourself all along. First, let's speak to your beautiful, tireless mind. Acknowledge it for a moment. It has been working so hard for you. All day, and perhaps for many days and nights, it has been trying to figure this out. It has been replaying conversations, searching for clues, trying to understand the distance between you. It has been analyzing, strategizing, worrying, and planning. It believes that if it just thinks hard enough, it can find the right words, the right action, the one solution that will fix everything. It is doing this because it loves you, and it wants you to be happy and safe. So let's thank it for its incredible dedication. And then, very gently, let's tell it that its work for tonight is done. You can say this silently to your own mind. Thank you. Thank you for working so hard to protect me and to solve this. I see your effort, but your shift is over for the night. You have permission to stop now. There is nothing more to figure out tonight. There are no more conversations to rehearse. There are no more memories to analyze. You are officially off the clock. You can rest. Imagine your thoughts are like busy workers in an office, and you, the kind manager, are walking through and gently turning off all the lights one by one. You are letting them know that the work will be there in the morning if it is needed. But for now, the entire office can be dark, silent, and still. Now, let's speak to your tender heart. Your heart has also been working so hard. Its work is not of thinking, but of feeling. It has been diligently holding the full weight of this loneliness. It has been pumping the ache of longing through your entire being. It has been bracing itself for more disappointment, while at the same time, bravely holding on to a flicker of hope. This emotional labor is the most exhausting work of all. So bring your awareness to that space in your chest and speak to your heart with infinite gentleness. Thank you, my dear heart. Thank you for feeling so deeply. Thank you for being so open and so brave. Your capacity to feel is a gift, but you have carried so much today. And for tonight, you have permission to rest too. You can let go of the ache, just for a little while. You can release the intensity of the longing. It is safe to be still. You do not have to keep reaching, keep hoping, keep hurting. For these next few hours, you can allow yourself to simply be, to float in the quiet darkness without the heavy work of feeling. Imagine your heart is a small boat that has been tossed on a stormy sea. Now, you have guided it into a perfectly calm, protected harbor where the water is like glass. The boat can finally be still. The sails can come down. The anchor can be dropped. It can simply float, held safely by the quiet water, until morning. The deepest truth is this: you must release the responsibility of fixing anything before you sleep. No true and lasting solution will ever be found by a tired mind and an aching heart in the middle of the night. This is not the time for problem solving. This is the time for restoration. Think of your inner world as a garden. All evening, we have been doing gentle work in this garden. We have been naming the plants, honoring the soil, and understanding why the walls were built. The work is done. Now, the gardener must step away. The seeds of insight have been planted. They need the dark, the quiet, and the stillness of the night to germinate. If you keep digging them up to see if they are growing, they never will. Rest is an essential part of the process. Let this become your single, simple focus. Allow this thought to be the only thing that matters now. Tonight, my only task is to rest. Healing happens in the quiet. Let that sink in. Your only job is to rest. You are not abandoning yourself or your problems by letting go. You are doing the most important and constructive thing you possibly can. You are creating the very conditions necessary for healing and clarity to emerge. By surrendering to rest, you are actively participating in your own recovery. So let go of it all. Give your mind permission. Give your heart permission. Your only task is to rest. Trust that the quiet will do its work. Silently. The user wants me to write section 14 of the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep to series. Plan for section 14. Title: Drifting on the Tides of Sleep. Phase: Sleep transition. Key elements. Now 1. Using deeply soothing imagery of water, like a gentle tide carrying you out to a calm sea of sleep. 2. Language becomes increasingly slow, spacious, and hypnotic, with long, generous pauses. 3. Gentle suggestion. And as you listen, you might notice yourself drifting, letting go, floating now. Constraint, checklist, and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 10,000 characters. Yes. This section is all about hypnotic language and imagery, so I can use repetition, spaciousness, and detailed sensory descriptions to easily reach the character count while enhancing the sleep-inducing effect. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. The plan calls for long, generous pauses, so I will increase their duration and frequency. 5. Use 8 to 12 pauses. Yes. I'll aim for the higher end of this range. 6. No pauses at start-end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, yes engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes. Shifting to be more hypnotic and slow. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes, becoming more poetic and image-based. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes. Focusing on the sensation of floating and drifting. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes, but a very slow, hypnotic conversation. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria. All checked. Confidence score 5-5. Mental sandbox. Transition. I'll begin directly from the state of permission granted in the previous section. The mind is quiet, the heart is still, the body is heavy. This is the perfect state to begin the drift into sleep. Central metaphor: water and tides. The entire section will be built around this imagery. Water is a classic and powerful metaphor for the subconscious and for letting go. The shore. The listener's current state of relaxation is the shore. They are safe, still, and supported. The gentle tide. The breath will be personified as a gentle tide. The inhale is the water gently lapping at the shore of the body. The exhale is the water receding, gently pulling the awareness away from the body, out towards the sea of sleep. The small boat. The listener's awareness can be imagined as a small, empty boat, tethered loosely to the shore. With each wave of breath, the tether loosens a little more. The calm sea. The destination is a vast, calm, moonlit sea of deep, peaceful sleep. No storms, no waves, just infinite, quiet, supportive water. Hypnotic language. This is key. The language must become more suggestive, repetitive, and spacious. Pacing. I will use very long sentences that flow like water, mixed with very short, simple, suggestive phrases. Letting go. Drifting now. Repetition. I will repeat keywords and phrases like drifting, floating, letting go, sinking, deeper. Vague and permissive suggestions. I will use phrases like, you might notice, perhaps you can feel. It doesn't matter if, allowing yourself to. This is non-demanding and bypasses the conscious mind's resistance. The core suggestion. And as you listen, you might notice yourself drifting will be a recurring motif. Sensory details. I'll evoke the sensations of this water imagery, the feeling of weightlessness, the gentle rocking motion, the cool temperature, the soft sound of lapping water, the silvery light of the moon on the surface. Sound of my voice. I will write the text so that the voiceover artist will naturally read it in a lulling, rhythmic way. The structure of the sentences will guide this. The words themselves will become part of the soundscape of sleep. Letting go of the words. I will include suggestions that the listener doesn't even need to follow the words anymore. Their subconscious will hear what it needs to hear. The words themselves can become like the sound of water, a soothing background noise that carries them into sleep. Character count strategy. Establish the initial scene, the body as a boat on the shore, the breath as the tide. 2,000 chars. Develop the imagery of the tide gently loosening the tether of consciousness, with a focus on the exhale as the primary mechanism of release. This will be very repetitive and hypnotic. 3,000 chars. Introduce the core suggestions of drifting, floating, and letting go, weaving them into the water narrative. The language will become increasingly slow and spacious here. And 3,000 chars. Describe the journey out into the deep, calm, moonlit sea of sleep, focusing on the feelings of safety, support, and profound peace. 1,500 chars. End with the suggestion that the listener can let go of the words themselves and just float on the sound. 500 chars. Pauses will be longer, perhaps. And used frequently to create a very slow, hypnotic rhythm. This section is designed to be the final push into sleep. It abandons all complex ideas and focuses entirely on lulling the listener's nervous system into a state of deep surrender through imagery, rhythm, and gentle suggestion. And now, with your body heavy, your mind quiet, and your heart still, there is nothing left to do but to allow the gentle tides of sleep to come and find you. Imagine your bed is a safe and sturdy boat, resting on the shore of a vast and perfectly calm sea. The air is warm, the night is peaceful, and you are completely secure. Your breath is the tide, rising and falling in a slow, ancient rhythm. With every inhale, a gentle wave of deep relaxation washes over you, from your toes to your head. And with every exhale, that wave recedes, pulling with it the very last remnants of tension, the last traces of the waking world. Just feel this rhythm for a while, the gentle wash of the inhale and the long, soft release of the exhale. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, you might begin to notice a subtle shift. With each receding wave of your out-breath, your little boat rocks, just a little. It is the gentlest motion, barely perceptible. And with each gentle rock, the rope that tethers you to the shore of wakefulness loosens just a little bit more. You don't have to do anything to make this happen. The tide of your own breathing is doing it for you. All you have to do is allow it. Inhaling, the water comes in. Exhaling, the water goes out, pulling you ever so gently toward the deep, calm sea of sleep. And as you listen to my voice, the words themselves can begin to dissolve, becoming just another sound in the quiet of the night, like the soft lapping of water against the side of your boat. You don't need to follow the meaning anymore. Your deeper mind will hear everything it needs to hear. Your only task is to float, to drift. And now, you might notice that the rope has become so loose. Another long, slow exhale, and with the softest whisper, the rope finally slips free, and you are drifting now, floating, carried out on the gentle, silent current of the night. There is no effort involved. The tide is carrying you. The sea is holding you. You are completely supported, completely safe. Just a gentle, slow, easy drift away from the shore, away from the land of thoughts and worries, out into the vast, open peace of the deep water. Feel the sense of weightlessness now. Your body, so heavy just a moment ago, now feels light and buoyant, held perfectly by the dark, silky water of sleep. You can feel the gentle, rhythmic swell of the deep sea beneath you, rocking you even more, slowly, even more deeply now. A slow, peaceful rhythm that is lulling every cell in your body into a state of profound rest. The sky above is filled with a soft, silvery moonlight, and the surface of the water is like dark, calm glass, reflecting the stars. It is so quiet here, so peaceful, so deeply, deeply calm. And as you drift further and further from the shore, you might begin to notice yourself sinking now. Not in a frightening way, but in the most wonderful, comforting way. Sinking down into the deep, warm, velvety layers of sleep, letting go of the surface and allowing yourself to sink into the quiet depths. Deeper and deeper, floating down through the layers of consciousness into the dreamless, healing, silent abyss of perfect rest, drifting and floating and sinking now. Letting go completely, allowing the deep peace of rest to claim you now. There's nothing more to do, nothing more to hear, just the gentle rocking, the quiet drifting, the slow, easy sinking, down, down, into deep, peaceful sleep, floating now, just floating on the calm, quiet tides of the night, carried safely into rest, silently. The user wants me to write the final section, section 15 of 15, for the most gentle night words for when you lie next to your partner and still feel crushingly alone to fall asleep. 2. Plan for section 15. Title: Held by the Quiet of the Night. Phase: Sleep transition. Conclusion. Key elements. 1. Use a more philosophical and reflective tone. 2. Bring together the main emotional and thematic threads from earlier sections, not as a list, but as one continuous, gentle flow. 3. Pose open questions without definitive answers, leaving space for personal reflection and inner dialogue. 4. End softly and thoughtfully. Place: Before the final sentence. 5. Leave the listener calm, inwardly collected, and contemplative. 6. Final words. There's nothing more to do. Just allow the deep peace of rest to claim you now. Sleep. Deep. Peaceful. Sleep. Constraint checklist and confidence score. 1. Write exactly one section at a time. Yes, this is the final section. 2. Follow the plan structure precisely. Yes. 3. Exactly 1,000 characters. Yes. This will require a very spacious, slow, and philosophical meditation, weaving themes together artfully to meet the length without feeling dense. 4. Insert natural pauses. Yes. Pauses will be long and deliberate. 5. Use 8-12 pauses. Yes. 6. No pauses at start-end. Yes. 7. No 2 pauses in a row. Yes. 8. Start with the actual content. Yes. 9. No section numbers, headings. Yes. 10. No direct addresses, engagement calls. Yes. 11. Tone: calm, authoritative, gentle, warm. Yes, shifting to philosophical and deeply reassuring. 12. Language: simple, clear, everyday. Yes, but with a more poetic and timeless quality. 13. Content: grounded in relatable experiences, body sensations. Yes, but more focused on the being state. 14. Narrative flow: improvisational, conversational. Yes, a final quiet monologue. 15. VO readiness. Yes. 16. Quality criteria: all check. Confidence score: 5 FIV. Mental sandbox. Transition: I will start from the deep, drifting state of the previous section. The listener is already mostly asleep. This final section is for the deepest part of the mind, the subconscious that is still listening. The tone will be like a quiet whisper over a sleeping person. The night as a presence. The central image will be the night itself, not as an absence of light, but as a gentle, conscious, and benevolent presence. The night is the ultimate container, the final safe harbor that holds everything. The listener, their partner, their house, their pain, their hopes. This personification of the night is deeply comforting. Weaving the threads, I will gently touch upon the themes of the journey without explicitly naming them. The loneliness is now just a quiet space being held by the vastness of the night. The protective walls are just sleeping stones, resting in the dark, their purpose fulfilled for today. The longing is a quiet river flowing into the great, calm sea of sleep. The wholeness is the silent, starry sky itself. This is not a summary, but a poetic integration. The pain hasn't been solved, but it has found its place within a much larger, more peaceful context. Open, philosophical questions. These questions are not for the conscious mind to answer. They are seeds for the subconscious. They will be very soft and open-ended. What if the purpose of this distance was simply to guide you back home to the landscape of your own heart? What if healing is not about changing the other, but about becoming an unwavering friend to yourself? Could it be that the love you were seeking was the love that was waiting inside you all along? These questions point towards self-reliance and inner peace without providing simplistic answers. Final reassurances. The language will be intensely reassuring. Words like safe, held, peaceful, all is well will be repeated. The core message is that in this moment of deep rest, everything is okay. The problems of the waking world have no power here. The soft ending. The ending needs to be very gradual, fading out into silence. The final sentences will be fragmented, slow, and simple, mimicking the process of falling completely asleep. The final affirmation from the plan, there is nothing more to do, will be the very last thing they hear, delivered with long pauses. Character count strategy. Begin by establishing the night as a conscious holding presence. 2000 chars. Gently and poetically weave the themes of the journey. The loneliness, the walls, the longing, the wholeness into this larger container of the night. 3000 chars. Pose the gentle, open-ended philosophical questions, allowing for long pauses between them for contemplation. 3000 chars. Offer the final, deep reassurances of safety and peace, letting the language become progressively simpler and slower. 1500 chars. Deliver the final words as a slow, hypnotic fade into silence as per the plan. 500 chars. Pauses will be very long here, creating a sense of deep space and timelessness. I will use the before the final sentence as requested. This final section will act as a deep, subconscious blessing, leaving the listener in a state of profound peace, trust, and self-acceptance. It completes the emotional arc of the journey, moving from acute pain to a state of integrated, resilient calm. And here, in the deep, you are not alone. You are being held, not by a person, but by something far more vast and ancient. You are held by the quiet of the night itself. The night is not an absence of light. It is a presence, a gentle, breathing, boundless presence that holds everything without judgment. It holds your sleeping body and the body of the person beside you. It holds your house and the street and the entire sleeping world. It holds your ache and your longing and your quiet strength, all of it, in its deep, soft, velvet embrace. Everything belongs here. Everything is safe here. All the pieces of your journey tonight are resting here with you. The lonely ache in your chest is now just a quiet echo, dissolving into the vastness of this peace. The protective walls you came to understand are just sleeping stones now, their watch suspended for the night. The beautiful, powerful longing that is your strength is a silent river, flowing peacefully now into the great, calm ocean of sleep. And that whole, resilient self you reconnected with. It is the starry sky itself, vast and clear and untouched, holding the moon of this moment in perfect stillness. Everything has found its place. Everything is at rest. In this deep space, beyond the reach of the thinking mind, perhaps a few quiet questions can float by, like soft clouds in the moonlight, not to be answered now, but simply to be witnessed. What if this painful silence was a sacred invitation? What if the purpose of this great distance was simply to guide you on the long journey back home to the landscape of your own heart? What if the fortress you built was never meant to be a prison, but a chrysalis, from which a deeper, more compassionate self was always meant to emerge? What if healing is not about changing your partner or the situation, but about the slow, devoted practice of becoming an unwavering friend to yourself? What if the comfort you craved, the holding you longed for, was simply a mirror, showing you the profound love and care you were learning to offer to your own being? Could it be that the most important connection you were meant to find in the dark was the one with the steady, quiet, whole, and unbreakable light that has always been shining within you? There are no answers needed for these things tonight. The questions themselves are a form of healing. They create space. They open new doors in the soul. And now you can let them go too. Let them dissolve into the silent, knowing peace that surrounds you and fills you. All is well. In this moment, in this breath, in this deep state of rest, all is truly well. You have done the work. You have been brave. You have been kind to yourself. And you have earned this profound and total peace. Allow it to permeate every cell, every atom of your being. A peace that is deeper than understanding, a safety that is deeper than circumstance, a rest that is the source of all healing. You are held. You are safe. You are at peace. There is nothing more to do. Just allow the deep peace of rest to claim you now. Sleep. Deep, peaceful sleep.